So I currently have some Xbox Game Pass that I'm sharing with my girlfriend, and I saw that Rage 2 was right there in the Game Pass. So I decided that I would go ahead and load this up, and I wanted to talk about, very briefly, my initial experiences with Rage 2. So here are the things I noticed. First things first, the AI in this game is, well, I don't know. Other than that, which is passable, whatever, it's a video game, I did notice that AI enemies, like enemies in the... Why did I say AI enemies? Obviously, they're going to be AIs, it's a single-player game. Anyway, the enemies in this game have this thing where they shoot at you even if they can't see you. Basically, if they are about to shoot and you go behind a wall, they shoot the part of the wall that you're behind. So essentially, they're shooting right at you as if there's no wall there, but there is. This is even made more obvious if you fight one of the giant sentry turrets, which I don't think I have any gameplay of. But unfortunately, when you fight them, it just, I don't know, it's cool because I guess you won't get hit around a corner by an explosive weapon because they'll hit the wall that you're behind and not like the edge of it where they last saw you. But it's weird because it also makes the game feel really unfinished. Then I noticed that this is a pretty massive open world by looking at the map, and I decided to do a little bit of on-foot exploring because in my opinion there's no point in making your game open world unless it serves the gameplay in some way. Although I was concerned because after beating the tutorial section, the first thing the game gave me was a car, like a good vehicle with guns on it and everything, so that kinda bothered me because I thought, you just want me to use this open world to drive from one set of missions to the other. Other than that, it's gonna be pretty barren, isn't it? And boy, fucking howdy, it is. So when you're wandering around, you can find upgrade materials and money. Money's used to buy ammo and things, and upgrade materials are used to upgrade weapons and stuff. And okay, that's fine, that's cool. But what happens if you go off the beaten trail? What will you find? As far as I can tell, nothing. In my first handful of hours with the game, I have found nothing in the wastelandy areas of this game. Like, yeah, it makes sense. Even in games like Red Dead Redemption 2 or GTA 5, you go out into certain areas, or like Final Fantasy 15, I don't know, name an open world game. You go out into certain areas and nothing's there. But there's like a shocking amount of nothing here. Like, at least in like Red Dead, you'd come across like a snake would bite at you or something. Or like it would be like a bear in the forest. Or if you're playing Final Fantasy 15, you might find a little item on a ridgeline that you didn't walk on yet. You might find somebody that needs help with their car or something else in Final Fantasy, but in here, there's nothing going on. I couldn't find any wildlife, I couldn't find any monsters, and that was disappointing enough. It was more disappointing when I went on top of a ridge, found a building. The building basically had nothing in it. I could just get some upgrade materials, some sellable stuff, and some money. Whatever, run-of-the-mill open world junk. And then I went on to like a little bit further, and I thought that I had gone in a circle because I found the exact same building. And I was like, how the fuck did I go in a circle? And then I realized, no, I'm in a different spot. It's the exact same building with the exact same layout surrounding it, just plopped in a different area on the map. And it's like, yeah, okay, I get it. Nothing's perfect, and if you play open world games, you find some repetition in them, but I'm still wondering what the hell the point of this game being open world is, other than, I guess, shooting, like, people on the road. Because, like, the road is, like, a big part of it, and, like, getting vehicles and stopping convoys and stuff is apparently a big part of the game. But, I mean, if you're gonna make an open world game, make a good open world game. Don't just have it be open world to facilitate one thing, Then I thought I'd progress the story a little bit and go talk to this dude who I was told to talk to early in the game, and I didn't pay attention very much early in the game. I don't really get fully what's happening, but I get the gist of it, trust me. But anyway, I was told to meet with this guy, and I go to meet with him, and he's talking to somebody, and I can't play the audio, unfortunately. I was listening to music while I was playing, and I wasn't really recording audio properly, so I'm sorry. But he's talking to somebody at the bar, and I can hear a voice, and I'm like, is he talking to like a robot or like a sort of like intercom system? And then he hands a drink to the nothing. Nothing's there. But there's supposed to be a person there. After I completed the mission that went along after that conversation, I saw the person he was talking to, so they exist. It wasn't like an invisibility cloak thing. I'm trying to like rationalize it, but nope, just an invisible NPC. So far doing pretty good there. Let's talk about the combat, because that's the big thing in this game. Is it's an id Software Bethesda Doom-esque style shooter. So, you know, what's the scoop? Well, it's cool and all, but the entire time you're playing, I mean, click away now if you don't want me to ruin it for you. This kind of ruined it for me when I started thinking about it. I don't know. It's not Doom. Meaning I'm not fighting demons. I'm not fighting interesting creatures. And then, at least on normal difficulty, it's all so easy anyway. This was supposed to be a boss, I think, like a mini boss or something for the end of this mission, and I just killed him. Back here, I don't think I took much damage, if any at all. But the thing about Doom is that the demons are each interesting in their own way, and they're fun to fight, whereas these are just guys with guns or shields, or they blow up, or they throw stuff at you. Doom had like cacodemons, and the Barons of Hell, and the Hell Knights, and the Cyber Demons, and Mancubuses, and all that. Or Macubi, or whatever you want to say. So this game doesn't have really interesting enemy types, and hopefully later in the game I get some interesting enemy types, because so far it's pretty run-of-the-mill, but luckily they are fun to kill. I'm playing on an Xbox One X, and jumping around with my Elite controller at 60 FPS is great. I can shoot people, and it feels good. What can I say? I'm very happy that they went for 1080p 60 FPS versus like 30 FPS 4K, because I'm okay with the game being a little fuzzy. I'm so happy that it's smooth. It is a breath of fresh air after trying to play Fallen Order. Even on performance mode, that game did not run well. I have to say, the gameplay loop of going to an area, killing a bunch of enemies, and then finding like an upgrade in like a chest, or finding one of the arcs where you find stuff like weapons or like abilities for your actual character, that is very satisfying. It's very simple. It's very by the numbers open world kind of nonsense, but it's fun. It works because id Software knows how to make a damn good shooter. But I'm kind of confused. Why make it open world? I mean, I don't know. I haven't played an open world this barren since Ghost Recon Wildlands, and at least that game has 4-player untethered co-op where we can just kind of go off, and part of the tactical aspect of it should be like traveling and finding positions and stuff. So, you know, you kind of have to manipulate the open world, whereas here there's just feels like miles and miles of space that doesn't matter. I mean, the Just Cause games have that, right? Like massive worlds with not too much going on, but in Just Cause, the whole game's a playground, whereas I can't say the same thing about this game. I'm not saying every game needs to have the details and pros of every other game, but an open world game should have a reason that it's open world, right? Whether it creates world building, or a playground, or a wealth of options, whatever it might be, I guess in this sense it is just for novelty. It's a big world, and it makes you feel like you're more, maybe makes you feel more immersed. Maybe because of Wolfenstein: The New Order and The Old Blood being more linear, and then same with Doom 2016 being more linear, and then Doom Eternal is going to be more linear. I think maybe they just wanted to have an open world sort of game under their belt, so there's something for everyone. But if I was going into this hoping for a great open world game, I'd actually be very disappointed. I think it's a really fun shooter so far, but I think it's a pretty damn terrible open world game, because the open world seems to only exist so that I can drive my car great distances and stop convoys, and it's kind of a waste of space constantly. It's a constant waste of space constantly, everywhere you look constantly. So these are my first impressions. Depending on how well this video does, I will do a full review after I beat it, or get to a point where I can't play it anymore. We'll see what happens, but if you want to see a review or live streams, leave comments down below, like the video. We'll see how well this video does, but anyway, I'm done talking for now. That's my first initial impressions of Rage 2, and I will see when I see you. Goodbye.